So, if you ever find yourself in Zaragoza, Spain, you might walk across its famous old bridge, the Puente de Piedra. Below you, the Ebro River is flowing, just like it has for centuries. But there's this one specific spot in the water, a place that locals have whispered about and frankly feared for generations. They call it the San Lázaro Well.
And yeah, that quote pretty much sums it up. This isn't just some deep part of the river. It has a seriously dark reputation. They say it's an abyss, a literal point of no return. The legend is simple and chilling. Whatever or whoever goes in never comes out.
And look, this isn't just folklore. We're talking about a real, treacherous, 15-meter deep whirlwind that's almost 50 feet straight down into pitch black, churning water. The currents down there, they're completely unpredictable, making it an incredibly dangerous spot right in the middle of a bustling city. So, you have to ask, where did this terrifying reputation even come from? Well, for that, we need to go way back, all the way back to the 16th century, to a tragic story of forbidden love that would haunt these waters forever and seal the well's dark destiny. Okay, before we get into the story itself, you need to know about a really important object here. It's called a cachirulo. It's a traditional headscarf from this region of Spain, Aragon. But in this story, it's so much more than that. It becomes this powerful symbol of a promise that couldn't be broken, not even by death. The story goes like this. Two young lovers, Azucena and Roldan, were completely devoted to each other. But as these stories often go, their families hated each other and forbade them from being together. With absolutely no hope for a future, they made a final, desperate pact. They went to the well, took a cachirulo, and tied their hands together, literally binding themselves for eternity. And then they jumped into the abyss together. And here it is. This is the detail that turned a tragedy into a terrifying legend. No matter how much people searched, the river never gave them back. It was as if the well itself accepted their vow, swallowing them whole and keeping them in its dark embrace forever. Now, let's jump forward in time, way forward, 400 years to be exact, because a legend is one thing, right? But in the 20th century, a real-life tragedy happened that made that old story feel terrifyingly present, proving that the well's danger was no myth at all. It was a cold winter day, December 19, 1971. A bus crashed and plunged right into the Ebro, sinking down into the depths near that very same infamous well. But here's the crazy part. They didn't find it the next day or the next week. That bus stayed lost, swallowed by the river for an entire decade. 10 years. When divers were finally able to go down to find it in 1981, the stories they came back with were just chilling. They said the conditions were beyond anything they'd trained for. We're talking absolute, disorienting darkness. Currents so violent and random, they felt like they were actively fighting them. But they also mentioned something else, something they just couldn't explain. And this right here gets to the heart of the mystery. I mean, these were professional divers, right? People trained for the most extreme conditions on Earth. And yet they all reported this eerie presence, this feeling, this sensation that they were not alone down there in the dark, that the well was holding on to more than just water and silt. So what you have is this ancient legend and this very modern tragedy. They're both centered on this one exact spot in the river. When you put them together, they create this enduring mystery that, to this day, still completely fascinates and frightens the people of Zaragoza. The parallels are just uncanny, aren't they? It doesn't matter if it's the 16th century or the 20th century, the story is basically the same. What the San Lázaro Well takes, it doesn't want to give back. Two lovers vanish without a trace. A bus disappears for 10 years. The abyss just holds on. Today, the well is still seen as a place of wonder and, a place to be careful. And the story of Azucena and Roldan is just completely woven into the city's identity. In fact, local lore says that if you stand by the river on a really quiet night, you can still hear their whispers, like a haunting echo coming up from the deep. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? From a lover's tragic vow, to a lost bus, to the strange feelings of experienced divers, this one spot in the river has just been collecting mysteries for centuries. We know these stories, but what else is down there, hidden in the darkness beneath the stone bridge? What other secrets is the abyss of San Lázaro still keeping?